Hello and welcome to Lunch Therapy. Today is Friday, but it's not an interview Friday. It's a crazy story Friday. And we're getting in the plane, we're checking we're de-icing. I don't know what we're doing on this plane, but we're gonna go to Costa Rica on this plane. That's the idea today. We're gonna take off, looking out the window there, checking out the runway, making sure everything's clear. Today we're going to go to Costa Rica, and I have brought my wife, Camila Lopez, on to join me on this excursion. What we're going to do is we're going to investigate a time that we went to Costa Rica and had a crazy experience. So here we go, we're heading down the runway. While we're taxiing here, I just want to say Lunch Therapy is a show where you can breathe, you can not talk about politics for a second, not talk about all the horrible things that are going on in the world, and we're just going to have some fun in Costa Rica today. A little bit so we're taking off. Here we go. And it's so good to see everybody here. Yesterday we had Elizabeth Croydon on, and that was super fun. We're going to be bringing on more people onto the show. We, meaning me. I will be bringing more people onto the show. Okay, now we're taking off. Now we're taking off. It's quite beautiful. It's amazing how high up we can get in such a short period of time. It's amazing how high we can get. Just 30 minutes lunch therapy. Vernis is here. So good to see Vernis. Vernis, we're going to have her on hopefully next week. She's going to do Interview Friday. Vernis is an international coach of actors, set coach. She has coached people to Academy Awards. Fantastic person. Also the person in, she was the first woman in Clown College. Hopper T, hope the stream is going good. I'm going to drop a follow. Thanks for the sub on my YouTube channel, Hopper T. Little plug there for Hopper T. We don't mind. Have a good day. We're on our way to Costa Rica. If you look out the window there, it's a beautiful day. Let's get into this thing called Lunch Therapy. I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right, here we are, both of us. Camila Lopez, good to see you. We're on the beach. This is a beach shot that we took when we were in Costa Rica. Todd Lee is here. He says, so realistic, it sounds like you're talking on the plane. Hi, by the way. Happy Friday. Hi, Todd.
Friday.
So we're both here today. We're going to do the breathing. It's a dual breathing festival.
All right.
So if you get ready, Camila, you can do the honors.
Yeah. Me? I'm going to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
In through the nose, out through the toes. And
Hold it. Let it go. Hi, Neil. Gneil. Still have not. Do you know how to pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce it. Camila?
Gnail.
Gnail?
Gnail.
Something like that. Gnail. Anyway, he is one of our avid
Who was the
followers of the show.
minister at our wedding?
He was the minister at our wedding, by the way. He also was. And you know what? I was the minister at his wedding. So there you have it. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it.
I can never hold it as long as you make everybody hold it.
Oh, really? That's good to know.
No.
And let it go. You have to increase your lung capacity here on this show.
Well,
You know, you can increase your lung capacity. We had a guy on the show we were showing a week ago where he went the deepest into the ocean without any kind of respirator. And you know what he did is he expanded his lungs so he could take on more oxygen. and hold his breath. The G is silent like gnat. Kneel. Kneel. Yeah. There's just
How
some
do I
crazy
chat?
words.
I know you told me this, but I
You
don't.
can't chat.
I can't chat?
No, you have to do it verbally.
Oh.
So on the show, we have people chat in Facebook and Twitch and YouTube and all over the place, and I post them on the screen. In through the nose, out through the toes.
Oh.
Hold it and let it go.
Because
So-
Neil said
What?
he
What
has
did
to
he
go
say?
back to work in 5 minutes.
Yes, I know. I didn't want to get everybody down about that. I'll put that on the screen.
So sad.
Some of us have jobs. So it's such a sad thing. Todd's head is up his ass. Don't listen to him.
Oh, dear
yeah.
God.
So the G is not silent at all. I don't think the G is silent. All right, so we've done our breathing. I'm gonna do one more just so we can roll into the subscriber update here. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. And let it go. We have to get 450 subscribers by the end of the week. And we've got 400. Well, let's see. How many do we have? How many do we have? $441.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's
So we need
great.
9 more subscribers by the end of the show. So if you could just text your friends, text everybody, just go to joelmarshall.com, and there's a link there for you to go to YouTube, and you can do it. We can do it. I think we can.
Hi, Ganel.
Boy, Ganel. All right, so let's move on because we've got a lot of stuff that we got to talk about here. We're talking about Costa Rica. Be the hummingbird, Neil says. Okay, so first of all, in the backyard today, I saw a squirrel. And
That's my girlfriend.
that's your squirrel friend. But what is he doing right now? You'll see.
She is saying, "Where is my small orange and my walnuts?
Look at the tail action that's going on. Look at the tail.
You're not showing up on time. I don't have anything to eat, and I'm hungry, and maybe I'm pregnant."
Wow. It looked like she was really trying to tell me something. And I think that might be it. Sven de Kock is here from all the way from Belgium. He says, where is this in Costa Rica? Looks a little bit like Puerto Viejo.
No, it was Nosara.
Nosara, which is on the west
Great
coast.
Surf town.
I'll call up a map later on. Just for you, Sven. All right.
Such
So
a beautiful little town.
we're moving into a little bit of a watch party here. That's when we watch some YouTube.
Look at this girl. Oh.
And I'm going to just get us a little cooled off here. I've got my tank top on. Kamala has a t-shirt
Got
on.
a Sean Cassidy thing going on.
I got a Sean Cassidy thing going on.
I love it.
What's a good Sean Cassidy song? If somebody in the chat room could tell me.
I didn't even know.
I will then sing it.
I thought he just took cute photos.
I think do run, 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 do run, run. Yeah, my heart stood still. Yeah, her name was Jill. So this is a train. This is a thing that you can go look at any time and ride a winter train. And I find it to be very relaxing when my head's about to pop off because of something that I heard on the news. I take a look at this. It
is Sean Cassidy, 1977 disco, but it's a remake of the Crystals from 1963.
Oh, I see. So he just kind of made it famous again. All right, we're moving on to the next thing.
Oh, should I play it? Oh my God, he's so sexy!
Are you Googling while you're on the show? I mean, come on. Have you ever seen this before? This is a thing called a phone party. Are you listening to Sean Cassidy?
It's very nice.
Is it good?
What's this now?
This is a phone party. This is a new thing. I don't know if any of you have ever been to a phone party. Perhaps Vernus has. Or maybe Sven. I'm not sure. But it's the latest thing. I heard about it. We were watching some kind of television program, and somebody said they had the best foam parties around. I don't know. It seems like fun. All right, let's get on to the business at hand, which is Costa Rica. And
yeah, because that looks a little bit like a smelly picnic.
it looks horrible, actually, I think.
Very moist.
What is this?
Picnic.
What is this?
Is that?
Wait for it. Remember that? So in Costa Rica, there are these monkeys. They're called Howler Monkeys.
Hey guys.
This is from the
Hey guys.
Nosara Yoga. Nosara. It's called Costa Rica Yoga Spa. They have some Howler Monkeys because apparently they were separated from their parents. They said that they were actually maybe their parents were electrocuted on power lines.
We're electrocuted in the power
Elizabeth Croydon liked your smelly picnic. Look at those cute monkeys, but they sound like monsters when they're in the jungle. They're like,
like our pool cleaner.
He just wants
Our pool filters.
yeah. They sound like our pool filter. Our pool filter does make that sound. It sounds like the kind of Ooga Chukka sound from, I don't know what this is from. There's a song. But anyway, there's the cute Howler Monkeys from Costa Rica. Let's just see. There's another animal. That's a human right there. But there's another animal in Costa Rica that I was calling the Costa Rican trash pandas because they look a little like a raccoon.
They're from the same family, aren't they? The bear family.
I don't know. They might be from the anteater family. I'm not sure. Maybe they're related to pangolins, which is something we talked about on another episode. I don't know. Maybe somebody could Google and tell us.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Woo.
They have a really long snout like an anteater. Let's see what Sue Pascal, she's our resident animal expert, but she's talking about Sean Cassidy. A bit late. Hi. I love Sean Cassidy. I still have all his albums. The Hardy Boys is the best.
I'm going to, as soon as the show's over, I'm watching that video. Okay. I would like to share the screen and show you what he was looking at.
Too bad.
Can I do that?
I don't think you can. No? I can't stop this feeling deep inside my soul. Ooga Chaka, Ooga Chaka. Oh, that was my reference earlier to the Ooga Chaka song that sounds like Howler Monkeys.
Look at him eating the sugar. Just he ate the whole
sugar? Later on, he gets on the table. We should probably get to that part.
Oh.
Here he comes. There he is.
Oh,
he needs a little sugar with his coffee. That is called a Coati, I think. I like to call them Costa Rican trash pandas, but this is a panda with a coatal.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I thought that everybody would enjoy this. It's a trash panda with a trash panda relative.
With a Latino
everybody
trash.
loves. One of the things that Camel and I are always trying to achieve as actors, is to be able to yawn on film while being videoed.
I think I'm going to be able to do it right now.
You going to do it? Okay, I challenge you to.
But don't look at me.
Okay.
Don't focus on it.
See if she can do it. I mean, she's a great actress.
Don't focus on it. Just keep talking about the trash can.
So I wonder if they're related to pangolins. I don't know, but Rainbow Wildlife Rescue is the one who had those.
No.
It seemed fake to me. It seemed fake. It's the hardest thing to do. I'll see if I can get one. There we go. Sven says it was a Cotamundi. Cotamundi.
Look at the huge iguanas they had everywhere.
What kind of iguanas are these, Sven? We don't know.
They were everywhere in the trees. They had those that were kind of dark, but then they had bright green ones. There were some. Look at them. They're going to fight. See that green one?
I think they're actually going to get it on.
Whatever. Something weird is going to occur with the two of them. And they're different species.
No. And then there's one up in the tree, I think.
He's like, get off my friend.
Yeah. No, later on that's going to happen. There we go.
Oh God.
This is, I think this is the mating ritual of these iguanas. It looks a little
Yeah.
bit more like a fight than.
It was.
So that's
was-
actual footage from our trip to Costa Rica that we're going to reconstruct later on in the
That could
show.
be triggered. Get it off. Get it off the screen. You could
Okay,
be triggered.
now we got some more
Get
Cotamundi. Cotamundi. That's what they're called. Cotamundi. This is actual footage from our trip to Costa Rica where we went to a place where they rescued Cotamundi. Did they rescue them? Rescued them?
Well, they fed them for us to look at them. They threw bananas at them, and then they'd all. Yeah, there we were.
That's
allowed-
you feeding them on the side of the road.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Joel, don't show shots of my butt.
All right, we're moving on. This is a bird. I don't know what kind of bird this is.
Looks like a vulture. I can't hear this.
She can't hear the episode. Well, there's a lot of visuals for you, Pam. So bummed. This is the story I've been waiting to hear. Well, you know, it'll always be out there.
Her tech.
She's on the phone. She's probably driving. It's probably very dangerous. This looks like a vulture, right?
It does. It doesn't look.
I love what Jose says. I love how we anthropomorphize animal behavior. I do as much as possible because I like to feel like we're connected and related, but you know, who knows what's going on?
We are. It's absurd to think that animals, we're animals.
The more I observe animals, the more I think that we're more the same than different. That's what I think.
Absolutely right, Joel.
Because they, like this guy, he's hungry. I know what that's like. You know, I'm like, where am I going to get some food? Oh my gosh, I almost got hit by a motorcycle. I mean, I kind of think that's what's going on, right? Culture vulture. This is a culture vulture. Yeah.
Sounds like someone's in the house behind me.
Oh, really?
Scary. Yes, frightening. Wouldn't it be interesting if I was murdered on screen live?
We would get a lot of hits. I bet we'd get 450 subscribers if we did that. Man. It sounds like it sounds like a show like Network or something. All right, let's get into the crazy stories. What do you say?
Sure, we better write that.
Let's get on in. Here we go. We're going into the crazy story. There's a llama coming at you. All right, here we are. We're in the crazy story room. There seems to be some music playing probably, which I will make sure that I turn off because this is going to be an intense story that we're going to try and reconstruct. So this is a husband and wife who went on a trip to Costa Rica to relax, to completely chill out and be calm. And what happened was very strange. Very strange. So, all right. So here we go. So the setup is, this is the beginning of the story. I'm calling it the setup. Is we go away during the holidays. It's like a pact we have to go away during the holiday season because it's so stressful that we
get out of it.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Right?
The United States.
I mean, we like the holidays, but it's so commercialized and crazy, and there's so much stress.
And I am a wrapping fetishist. I like every package. Oh,
that's the other thing. If we stay at home, Pamela buys a present for every single person that we ever met in our lives, and then she has to wrap them, and then she becomes a total stress case.
Very beautiful, though.
So what we've decided to do is kind of just go off somewhere during the holidays.
Get the hell out of here.
And so it was a pact. So one year on our 10th anniversary.
Listen.
Who knows?
Listen. On our 10th anniversary, we went to India, and that's where Ganil and Mulva hooked up and became husband and wife.
Yes, but
the year after that, we wanted to go back to India, but we couldn't do it.
So that was a great trip, very relaxing, lots of yoga, lots of meditation. We met Agiat there, who's also been on the show. A lot of you have seen that. What wait, I want a gift. Stay home. Well, it might happen this year. I'll tell you that. So yeah, and we met Agiat there, who was a member of the Bhagwan, not a member of the Bhagwan, but he was a follower of Osho, who taught us all kinds of interesting, fun things. And then we came back home. A year went by. We also saw
It was a tough year, man.
It was a really tough year.
It was a tough
Not
year.
like this year. That's just a cakewalk.
Well, but I mean, as far as like busy.
Oh yeah, we were super stressed by the time we got.
No break. Really needed a break.
Getting all the gossip. This is a gossip show. We're gossiping about ourselves right now. So yeah, so we were really stressed out, really tired, just like we got to go back to another place and rejuvenate. But we can't go all the way back to India because it's too far and it's kind of expensive, and we don't have the time. I couldn't get enough time off. So we talked to our friend, Benjamin Alfaro, who has a great track record with recommending places. He recommended the place in India, and he also recommended the place that we went to in Thailand, which was fantastic, which is a whole other story.
Amazing place.
Yeah. And then...
But this place he was recommending because he had gone there to do something called permaculture, which I still don't know what it is, but it's some kind of eco thing. And he just loved it. He loved
Costa Rica. He said it was the greatest experience ever. One of the things that I remember he said that was a total selling point to me was that the food was the best food he's ever had in his entire life.
In his life.
That's the best food I have ever had in my entire life. And you know, Benjamin, he's like a connoisseur. Travels around the world like kung fu. And just eats all kinds of food. Sometimes he eats food like right off the street, and he's just. But he knows good food when he sees it.
You did that too in Thailand. That was
well.
gross.
He talked me into one time eating some food just like off the street in Thailand, and but you know that's how trusting I am, because I'm actually a cult member of the Benjamin Alfaro cult, where I just follow him around whatever he says. He's like, eat that. I'm like, okay. So he says, go to Costa Rica. I'm like, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, I was in for that part too. Especially because it's like Venezuela where I grew up. It's by the beach. It's
Costa Rica is great, by the way. It's great.
Everybody should go to Costa Rica. It's gorgeous. And the people are just incredibly nice.
And there's a lot of Americans hiding out there. There's a ton of Americans hiding.
Where we had to go to.
Yeah, so we went to this place that was supposedly like a resort, right? And it was a place.
It wasn't supposed to be a resort.
I see. That was my problem.
A commune.
It's a commune. That's what it was.
That made you pay to be in the commune.
Where you could get your
weird dollars. They had their own dollars.
Well, that's another indication that I think we should talk about. We got there. So anyway, we were going to go there. We got a little hut. We're going to stay in this place. We flew down to Costa Rica, got there at night. They knew we were coming. I had told them when we were going to be there. And we drove in a car from the plane to this place.
And in the taxi on the way there, the guy says, if you need to run out of there and get pizza, let me know. Here's my card.
He says, whenever people leave this place, they are just craving pizza like mad zombies. Just like, I need to eat pizza. I need to eat pizza. And we're like, well, that's kind of weird because we thought the food was the best food you'll ever eat.
Ever had in his whole life.
Yeah. So anyway, we get there, and I'm supposed to call on the way. I got directions that I'm supposed to call this woman on the way and tell her that we're here, so that I guess they can prepare the spread of food and the whole.
Open the compound.
Open the compound. They can give us our hut and all that stuff, and we get. I call the phone number, and I say, hey, we're here, and she says, who is this?
Hi, Matt. Matt just got here. Oh my God, Matt, you've got to hear this.
So yeah, so I say, this is Joel Marshall. I'm here. We're arriving in a taxi, and she says, who is this? Who is this? What? What are you talking about? And then I was like, we're coming. We're going to be here any minute. We're coming in. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll call you back. Hangs up.
Okay. And by the way, this place is called Pachamama, which is the goddess, the Mother Earth, the giver of all things.
I thought that it was this weird coincidence that I have a friend on Facebook
fire, everything.
You know, the place that we were in India previous to this, there was a woman there who was Mariella. She was an incredible yoga instructor, wonderful person, and her name on Facebook is Pachamama. So I was like, oh my God, it's meant to be. It's totally meant to be. We're going to go there. It's going to be just like in India. So I'm a little bit worried because she's like, I don't know who you are. I don't, just get off of my phone, and then hangs up and then never calls back. And I tried calling, couldn't get through. And then finally we arrive and it's getting dark.
And you got to say what it's like when you pull it. You're in the middle of the jungle.
It's the jungle.
And then it's the jungle. There's like nothing. There's no lights. It's just pitch dark jungle. And then you get to this gate with a guard.
And also there are howler monkeys screaming. And we didn't know they were little cute things. They sounded like freaks. I think that we should keep telling the story until we get 450 subscribers is what I think.
Oh my God, you guys.
Text your friends, text people, tell them to go to joelmarshall.com, click on the thing, subscribe in YouTube because we got to get them. We got 9 more to go. It's like a telethon. So
is it though?
Mark Strugnall's here. Hey guys, Matt Wright, meet Mark Strugnall. Mark Strugnall was on the show.
It's the guy that makes up his own gas huffer lyrics.
Yeah, earlier on the show, or earlier in the week.
Very creative.
Earlier in the week, we had at the dance break at the end of the show, which I like to play cover songs. We played a cover of the song "Hotcakes" by Gas Huffer, Matt Wright's band, and Mark Strugnall did a great job of it. And Matt was there, who's the lead singer of Gas Huffer, and he's like. And I said, wow, this is so good. It seems like it might be Gas Huffer. He's giving me the subscriber thing. And then he said, sorry. So Mark says, sorry, Matt Wright. He's apologizing because what happened was Mark loved this song so much. And in fact, in the description, he says it's one of the greatest songs ever, I think. And he sings the song. And the thing is, he could never find the lyrics because the lyrics weren't out there. And so he has some.
Matt says he likes his lyrics better than his own. You guys should collaborate on a sequel song.
Yeah, you know, I think Mark is in England. I believe he can justify that, verify that. Already shared on Facebook. Thanks, Jose. Mark.
Yay, Jose.
Did. You know, Mark subscribed.
Jose's. Dear significant other's father passed.
Oh, I'm sorry about
sorry to hear that.
We are very sorry to hear that, Jose.
Please give him my love.
And then Sven de Kock says, hey, Matt Wright. Sven was an exchange student at our high school. He was the highlight of our senior year in high school for sure. All right. Yes, he's in sunny London. This is great. All right, we got to get back to our story. So we get there. And nobody's there. It's totally dark. It's getting dark.
But they do open
Howler
the gate.
Monkeys. They open the gate.
But they dump us at the end of this road with all our.
Just at the end of the road. We got all our bags. Of course, we got tons of bags because we're just ridiculous about that. We have tons of bags. And all of a sudden, what happens is there's nobody there. I don't know what you're mouthing. Somebody drives up on one of those four-wheeler, I don't know what you call them, ATMs, ATVs.
It was weird, but the girl, let's say it though, the girl was kind of cute. I mean, she looked like one of those rave hippies that was kind of.
There was a lot of people, rave hippies there.
Flopping around on that ATV, like kind of. And then she came to us, and when she looked at us, she had this total like blank beatific look like Mother, the Virgin Mary.
Surprised that we were there.
Hi.
And kind
of. Do you have your hut yet? And we're like, no, we don't have anything. We don't know what.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll drive you there. Do you want to put your bag?
But didn't she say, well, wait a minute, you're here on the night of the blue deer?
She did. I think, did she mention it? She goes, don't worry. It's not usually like this. It's just the night of the blue deer.
Yeah, and we're like, what's the night of the blue deer? Matt Wright says, Mark, I'll forgive you if you can recruit 9 subscribers.
Is there any dinner? That was the main thing.
Oh yeah, we're
Joel,
like, and we're hungry,
Joel
you know.
was like,
We're
where's
waiting.
this? Benjamin said this is the best food he's
I don't
had.
think
Like, where's my dinner?
I did not eat the entire day because I was ready for the feast of the greatest food I've ever had, and I wanted to make sure there was enough room for the greatest food I've ever had. And they were like, "Well, sorry, dinner's over." And we're like, "What?"
Dinner's over, but you can have some gruel.
We'll take you to the dining area, and
where
we'll
you can
give
have some nice rice soup.
Yeah, so we go, okay, rice soup. Well, it must be pretty damn good rice soup because this is the best food ever. And I like rice soup, right? So we go to the pavilion, and they've got
Do we have a picture of that place with the big where we would eat? That was kind of cool.
He's on it. Mark's on it. He's going to get us some subscribers.
All right.
I don't have a picture of that. I have a picture of, well, who knows? I don't know.
Mike Pence's fly is coming at me.
Is it? Oh, good.
I think so.
So anyway, so we go to get the soup, and the soup is, I mean, it's as if you had taken like rice, boiled it in water, and then just left it for like 4 days.
It's
And
not
it was
as
cold.
if.
It was cold.
Yeah. It's not as if that's what it was.
It was.
Because that's part of their health. There were some people
Is that it?
that were on that diet. So they had different sort of diets you could have. And one of them was literally like a pre-fasting, sort of getting your body prepared to not eat at all or coming back from not eating at all. And that's what they were giving us.
Now, I was there, and I was like, you know what? I am just going to, it was kind of like a long lunch therapy where I was just going to be like, I'm just going to meditate, and I'm going to discover things in myself like I did the last time. I had this whole preconceived notion. And maybe that's one of the problems is I had an expectation that I was going to have a transformative experience here at Pachamama. And so far, it was just like crappy food. And then, was it that night that we went to the silent sitting? Because that was
No. And we just went back to our little room, and we met.
Which was beautiful, by the way.
It was so nice. It was like a little hut in the middle of the jungle, and you could go out on the little porch, and there were these bats that there were the same ones every morning. They would come back and hang outside our bathroom. And
there's the room. Check it out.
It was cool. The room was
cool.
nice.
It's beautiful.
And it had a bathroom inside, which
there's the bats.
They are. They were so cute.
We had bats in the room, which were cool.
I would them every day, and they were the same ones. You know, I didn't think camelas attracting flies. I don't think camelas attracting flies or attracted to flies.
I don't think so.
And Jose
says,
no,
thank you
I'm not.
both. You're wonderful. He had said it's a stepmother. Just so you know.
The stepmother. Oh,
it was
God.
the stepmother.
Father's very upset. That's what
yeah. So okay, so back to that. So okay, so we're in this cool room at least. The only weird thing about it is you do have to put the toilet paper into a little trash can. Well, that was the only part where I was like, I'm not so sure about that one. Not so sure about that one. But other than that, it's super nice, and I think that's probably something that happens out in the woods. I don't know. But I'm just got to get to some meditation and some transformation because I was going to have a transformative experience.
Schedule. There was a whole schedule.
So we were I knew we were in the right place when I saw the schedule because it was like there was like a million things you could do to transform. There were all kinds of things.
Like schedules.
Yeah, we really like it too. We were like, okay, put us on a schedule. There was like a chalkboard with the daily events, all the cool stuff that you could do. There was a thing called silent sitting.
Can you make it big? I can't see a thing.
It's hard to see, really. There's silent sitting. There's some kind of sacred dances.
After dinner, something.
Tai Chi. I love Tai Chi. There was some kind of temple. There was transformation cycle.
Beach taxi. Yeah, right.
Transformation cycle.
The 9 a.m., 9:30 transportate or something.
Pilates, satsang, just all this cool stuff. So we're like, sign me up for all of it. I am doing all of it. I will show up. I will meditate. And so the next day we were like, okay, what's going on? We went down to the office. And we're like, okay, we're going to sign me up for all the different things, for the massages and all the stuff that you've got. We're going to do it, and we're going to get to transforming our lives right away. Yeah.
The office thing must be elaborated a little bit.
Well,
there,
we went down to the office, and
we had to sit for 45 minutes before we could get into the office.
There were all these people with luggage outside.
People just trying to get the hell out of there. We should have known.
Yeah,
there was shenanigans when we were trying to get in, of people trying to get the hell out.
Yeah, and I don't have.
We're not giving them their money.
There was basically a sign that said it's closed. The office is not going to open until like 1 or something like that. And then when we went into the office, finally got to talk to somebody. Grumposaurus was there because I think they said, the blue deer is still going on.
Yeah, the blue deer goes on for 3 days. So there
Apparently
was no
the blue deer. What is the blue deer, by the way? Did we find that out?
It's either the peyote or the toad.
I think they lick a toad. There is a Grasshopper song about this.
Every week you'd see something there. It says has a picture of a blue deer. It's the Blue Deer Festival. We have no effing idea what that is. What it is you're going to be tripping balls for the next 4 days and vomiting and down by the river.
So they go down by the river and the guru. There's a guru.
And no transportation.
Oh, yeah. 442 subscribers. We're moving. So we go down. So apparently you can go down. Oh, that was the thing, too, when we got there. I said to the lady, should we go to the the Blue Deer? Because I'm like, well, maybe it's some kind of transformative thing, because that's why I'm here. Should we go to the Blue Deer? And she was like, oh no, I don't know. I don't think so.
You.
It's not for you. And we're like, well, how do you know it's not for me? I'm a pretty groovy guy. I might, but I don't think it was for me, because I think
we didn't know that it was just straight up drug taking, and then they have drug mules moving these crazy drugs from all over Central
I don't know if they have that, but
along with shaman and whatever.
So they're tripping balls down there, and the thing is, later on. Okay, so the next night we got to move this story along because lunch therapy is just about over.
Oh my God!
I know, but we still only have 442 subscribers, so. So anyway, so the next night we went to the thing called Silent Sitting, and Silent Sitting is a place where everybody sits silently. And I'm like, I love meditation. And that, you sit there for like an hour in this beautiful pavilion. And so I was like, let's go to Silent Sitting. It doesn't seem like anything else is happening. What?
With the guru, it's supposed to be.
No, there's the guru's. Well, yeah, he's supposed to be there and you sit silent with him.
And then he's sitting there.
Says some beautiful words.
I wonder if that was Keith Raniere.
Keith Raniere. No, I don't think so.
Now that I'm looking back on it.
Keith Raniere is the guy who ran
the Vow. It could be the same guy.
He's the Vow guy, the NXIVM cult. That's totally different.
All the chicks down around him, like 20 of them all around him.
But the connection here is that we went to the hall, and that night we went to the hall. It was really dark at night, and there were no lights there. So we're traipsing through the woods, just tripping over things, just trying to get to this thing, and going through the bushes, and we had brought little lights to put on our head because Benjamin had told us to do that, but we didn't quite know how to do it. So we get to the thing, and it's completely dark.
To this big place where we were going to have to end up sleeping in there with all those people for 40.
Well, that's later on. So it was this hall, but we couldn't see it that night because all the lights were off. And I'm like, what's going on? And I trip over this guy because there's a guy face dancing there. And I'm thinking, well, these are my people, right? He's just face down on the ground. And I see some other person that looks like someone looks like an apparition comes towards me. And I'm like, is this a place for the Silent Sitting? And she's like, it's canceled. It's canceled tonight because of the Blue Deer. And so, it was kind of like a horror show. So we just went back to our house and we're like, okay, nothing really happened on that day. But tomorrow, the transformative thing, once people are over their hangovers, I guess. Yeah.
And also I wanted to go to the beach.
Oh yeah, we wanted to go to the beach.
And we would said 9:30 beach taxi.
Oh yeah. The schedule was there.
9 o'clock, I'm there oh, beach taxi, beach taxi, beach taxi.
By 10 o'clock, you're like hunched over on the
10:30,
ground.
you're like, wow, what's up with this beach taxi? Oh, it's not happening today.
And they don't
What,
tell you beforehand. They're
here
like,
again?
oh, you waited here for an hour?
Here?
Sucker.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so that kind of went on for a while. And every time we would say something to somebody about it, they'd be like, pissed. In fact, the thing that they said to us the most was, you know, this is not a resort. And I was like, well, how come you charged us like it was a resort? Yeah, he's like, you know, this, I know what they said. This is not a commercial venture. They said, this is not a commercial venture.
But they had their own currency.
They had their, that's another thing. I think in a cult.
Drug moving around that was going on.
I think
this is now coming to me. Why they had their own currency, Joel.
Why? Oh, yeah. It's the smart way to go in a cult.
It's something so they can move the drugs around.
Well, I don't know, but when you are in a cult and they have their own currency, all of a sudden, and you maybe work for the cult and they give you, I mean, not to say that Pachamama's a cult, but when they give you their money in exchange for your labor, then you're in that system. And their whole thing is, well, we're off the grid and we just don't want to deal with, you know, we don't want to deal with money. But you're kind of stuck because any money that you've made while you've been there, you can't go out and use it in the real world. So you're kind of stuck in there.
What were they called? Pacha dollars or mama?
They had a name for them. They did.
They had
you couldn't buy anything.
Buy pieces of chocolate.
Well, that was the other thing.
It started to be like we were in the Stanford experiment. By the end, we're like, get our little piece of chocolate before we have to have the gruel.
The greatest food ever turned out to be little chocolates, like if you like See's candy, like it looked like that, except that it was like more closer to the baking chocolate variety, and they were kind of delicious. I mean, we were starving by then, so we're like, oh yeah, but also people talked about them like they were the greatest thing. Oh, I love this. I love this. Did you have the date shake yet? Did you have this? And there were people that had been there for years,
too long,
and they were just subsisting on chocolates and date shakes. But they had dropped out of society. What I found out, basically, it was a lot of people that just could not deal. And they had come there, they got their arcade tokens, and they were just going to live there for the rest of their lives as long as this thing lasts. And we had not met the guru yet. We did go to a silent sitting. Here's me. Yeah. Here's me. This is me. Me trying to meditate in the hall with my Seahawks shirt on. No one's there, by the way. There's somebody just kind of schlumping off. And they had a giant picture of Osho in the hall, too, which was like, and we had seen that thing called Wild Wild Country. So
we were like, oh my God,
we were concerned.
We were very
Are we somehow in, the Bhagwan, or what's going on here? And that's my hands there. I even made those little, meditation things. I was hell bent on transforming at this thing. I'll tell you that.
Well, and then they presented us with that weird take it or leave it for the next 40 days.
Yeah,
we're all going to be inside this space together, looking across from each other and going, are you in?
Wait. Let's set that up. So what happened was they said, have you had your heart to heart yet? And I was like, no, we haven't had shit. We haven't had anything. They're like, oh, you got to do your heart to heart with this guy. And so you're going to go and have a heart to heart. And I thought, oh, great. This is where I tell him, all my foibles in life, all the failures, all the ruin. This is where I tell him all that stuff. And then he gives me the gift that is Pachamama. And I am enlightened. I am enlightened. So I go to meet with the guy, and I go to the place where you eat, and I'm sitting there. And he's just sitting there like he's on the cell phone talking about his tennis appointment or something. And then he gets off the phone. He looks kind of groovy, but kind of angry groovy. I don't know if you know what angry groovy looks like, but he looks like that.
There's a lot of angry groovy in the yoga outside of the United States community, but they all look great, man. They're in great shape. They're angry.
Yeah, they are in great shape. So this guy's in great shape, and I just start with first. I just started right there. I just start, laying my heart on the table because I was like, this is, this is where I'm going to have the heart to heart. And I got to make sure that I'm honest, because he's going to then take my heart and gently massage it back to life. And all my hopes and dreams are going to come true. And it's going to be so wonderful. So I just lay it out there. I'm like, I'm a comedian and an actor, and, it just never has happened the way I wanted it to happen. And, and sometimes, and then I started telling him about some pain that I was having in my forearms. I'm like, maybe it's connected somehow to my, psyche. I don't know. Maybe I need to do like a lot of meditation or some silent sitting. And I lay it all out there. What?
Was Dr. Park was telling you that.
Right.
And that's
Park
what you were telling. Because you had that thing where you could lift a suitcase.
Right. So I had this pain in my forearm for years, and I was sure it was connected to my ruin. This is a great show. You guys are really kicking it, Sven says. Thanks, Sven. Appreciate that. So I was like, I'm really, this guy, we're going to have this heart to heart. And he looks at me like, after I lay all that out, right? He looks at me and he's like, I think you have tennis elbow. He goes, I play a lot of tennis. Do you play tennis? I was like, well, I used to play tennis, but I don't know. And then he's like, yeah, I got a tennis appointment later on today. It sounds like you got to lay off the tennis, because that's clearly some tennis elbow. I love it when Matt Wright says this. You cows are paying for my next Bentley. This is one of those places. They're like, this is not a commercial venture, but you owe us about $2,000. This is both so funny and so frightening. How did you find this resort? We found it through Benjamin. Pam knows Benjamin.
God.
Never a dull moment. So I was like, tennis elbow. Well, what about my ruin? What about all this? What about all these unfulfilled dreams that I have? I got so mad. I went from like 0 to 60 in anger. I was totally like.
He literally was fantasizing about murdering.
The time,
mother.
You've seen this, Kamala, when all of a sudden I get really pissed off. Like, I'm a pretty easygoing guy in general, but if somebody says like, but if somebody says, everybody's wife says that about them, but if somebody says something that really gets to my, if I like lay my heart on the table and the guy just like steps on it,
he was a dick. He was a dick. They were all dicks.
He was a dick.
It was horrible. They treated us like crap. They just wanted our money. They didn't get us the beach taxi. We didn't. Listen, the only way to get anywhere at that place was to sit at the feet of Keith Raniere and offer to. That's
when I started to think, hey, this is a cult, but not the good kind, not like the hummingbird cult. Our cult needs a retreat. We definitely need a retreat. God. Yeah, I won't even get into that, but thank God we have lunch therapy. We're at the end of the show, Kamala. We can't go on with this thing. I don't think we quite have 450 subscribers, but we got to do it by the end of the day. So if you could just get it out there, get the 450.
You want to watch Sean Cassidy?
I want to go on with the rest of this. You want to watch some Sean Cassidy?
Yeah.
But then, then I'll probably get banned from YouTube. I don't know. All right. So I can't really go on with this story because it's lunch therapy and we can't talk all day. But we'll come back on. We'll finish the story at some point.
Yeah. It just was a nightmare, you guys.
So now we're going to
got out with our lives, and I'm not even kidding.
There's the whole thing about
got out. They were going to lock us in and only give us gruel.
We'll have an extra 9 subscribers by tomorrow. Mark Strignell. He's I appreciate it, Mark. We're going to get the 9. We're going to get the 9 rest of the day. I like that face that you're making. And we'll continue this story another day. Maybe next week. What do you say? I've got something I'm going to show you in the dance break today that's going to be great. Trish has been driving and watching. This is Trish King. She's an incredible performer. Also a musician in Maine. You've probably seen her on the show. Mark, we picked one up. Yes. 8 will do. All right. We got 8 more subscribers. All right. So we're going to fly out of here. We're going to come back in, sometime next week or something, finish the story. Behind me is some Costa Rica. Behind you is some Costa Rica. Yes,
There's
please,
a
Trish.
happy ending to the story.
There is a
After
happy ending to the story.
scary bad part, then there's another part.
All right, so we're moving on to the dance break. Here we go. All right, we're flying out of Costa Rica right now. We got into our plane. We're flying back. We're actually landing now back at home. And thanks for joining us, everybody. I can't believe I'm talking to Matt Wright. I say that every time I'm talking to Matt Wright as well. I got so much trouble for making that face in 6th grade. The face that I think I've seen Matt do that face. I think I remember that. I'm gonna show you some faces now because we're gonna jump into a cover band here, doing another Halloween-based song. Yesterday we had the Peaches, and they were Broken Peaches.
They were
Peaches. They were so awesome. We're gonna have them on again, and hopefully Mark Strignell will have something for us too. Great story. Always fun to look back, but it doesn't seem that fun at the time. I tried to get you guys to come. I tried to get Ganil to come.
Don't say that because now no one will ever go anywhere with us.
No, it's super fun. Imagine if all of us were there. It'd be hilarious. Moldy face Matt Latimer. Hey, Matt Latimer. Great to see you here on the show. I love Matt Latimer. One of my favorite people. All right.
We need to rent out a whole resort and just
we'll
all of
go
there.
We'll
Other people.
All right, it's dance break time. Dance them if you got them. Here we go. Wait, I got to put this on here. I can't believe I'm talking to Mark Strignell. You see? We bring people together on this show. Yes, we do. Dance break time with Andy Hackbarth. Get ready for this. By the way, tennis elbow. Kind of like carpal tunnel. Thank you, Todd Lee. I appreciate that. This is another Halloween song. Pam says Jamaica. Jamaica is fun. Let's see what Matt said. You remember when we totally got yelled at for making faces? I don't remember a particular time, but I'd love to hear it. Maybe Matt Latimer will tell that story.
There's something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? That's right.
Yeah. The guy in the back is making your face.
Don't look good. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
Do you know this song, I believe, won an Oscar?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Am I wrong about that?
That's right.
Oh yeah, I think they were concerned that they would stick in that
afraid of no
position.
ghosts.
Oh yeah. That was a big one. Now people do face yoga so that their face looks better.
You're singing
Everything has to
things
go up.
running through your head.
All right, everybody. Thanks, Andy Hackbarth, for letting us use this video.
Who you gonna call?
I did get a hold of him. Hopefully he'll come on the show sometime and chat. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Super fun day. Matt's cheeks are sagging.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks to everybody that came to the Pray for ERA Vigil. Really appreciate the support.
And thanks, everybody. Yeah, that was great last night. If you haven't seen the ERA Vigil, equal means equal. All right.
Facebook. It's on our Facebook.
You got to see what Matt is. If you choose to deform your face, do it outside my classroom. Who was that guy? 6th grade teacher? All right, heading out.